My Hebrew brothers and sisters, 12 tribes of Israel scattered all over the earth. Welcome back. This is your Moray, Dr. Yeshua. I just want to take this moment, my brothers, my sisters, to say thank you again for your subscriptions. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your comments. Most of all, thank you for your prayers. Praise his name. Praise his name. And my brothers and sisters, and those of you who have sent me a gift, I thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And bless you. Thank you so much. And so, my brothers and sisters, as we look here in Psalm 36, and yeah, we're going to look at verse 6. Remember, he was talking about his mercy in verse 5. And his mercy reaches to the heavens. His faithfulness reaches to the cloud. Reaches to the cloud. My brothers, my sisters, when we talk about Yahuwah's righteousness, listen what he said. Thy righteousness is like a great mountain. Thy righteousness is like the great mountains. Oh my goodness. How righteous he is, my brothers and my sisters, because of his righteousness, and we are his children. It means that, my brothers and my sisters, he expects us also to be righteous. He expects us to be righteous. He said, thy righteousness is like the great mountains. Thy judgments are a great deep, O Yahuwah. Thou preservest man and beast. Who is over all of us? Who is over all of us? Who is watching and taking care of us? Yahuwah. Yahuwah, or Elohim. My brothers and sisters, from the time of creation till now, he never keeps his eyes off his children. Praise his holy and matchless name. I want to look at the word righteous here. Righteousness. The word righteousness is sedaka. 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 It's like a TS together, Sedaka. And like a TZ, Sedaka. Starting up. Is it Sade, Dalet, Kaf, and Hey. And this word here, my brothers and sisters, is talking about righteousness. We're talking about righteousness. And when we talk about righteousness, we're talking about justice. We talk about right act. From the word Sadak. Righteous. Rectitude. Justice. Morally, virtue. Or figuratively, prosperity. Justice. My brothers and sisters, praise his holy name. Righteous act. Righteous act. You could say righteous actliness. I know you get that word there, but I'm just making it up apparently. Actliness is righteous, my brothers and sisters. And when we talk about righteous here, we talk about the word means to be right. It means, it's like for on our behalf, on our, regarding us, it's like, we clear ourselves to be and to do justice, be turned to righteousness. You see, a person who's been going wrong, He is, he is going to do right. He is going to do right, my brothers, my sisters. He is going to do right. Yahuwah wants us to do right. So here we see then that Yahuwah is giving us the opportunity, my brothers, my sisters. He's giving us the opportunity to do right. He's giving us the opportunity to do right. Many times, we don't want to do right. We just want to go the way we want to go, But Yahuwah wants us to do right. He wants us to do right. Yes, my brothers, my sisters. And so, let me say this. As we look into his word and as we look into the different words here that we're bringing to you and sharing with you and hoping that you'll have a pen that, you're writing down and, paying attention to the word studies. Because, my brothers and sisters, without just reading the word without word studies, we got to explain it. We got to share it. And, sometimes you think you get it and sometimes you don't get it. But line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. That's how we learn. So we take his word and we read it and we meditate upon it and we trust him, as he open our hearts to receive it. And my brothers, my sisters, let me say this. Thy righteousness is like the great mountain. That's how his righteousness is, my brothers, my sisters. Praise his holy name. That's how his righteousness is. And so here, and not only that, his righteousness is like like the great mountains, but listen what he said. His judgment, his judgments are a great deep, and so the word judgment here is the word mishpat, judgment, and it is mem, shin, and pe, and tav. Or I mean not tav, but tet. I'm sorry. And so, my brothers and my sisters, what he's saying here is that his righteousness is like the great mountains, and his judgment are a great deep. And as we look at this word here, we're talking about his judgment. When we talk about his judgment, my brothers and sisters, and we talk about ceremonially, it's a charge, and when like when you stand before the judge, right? You're being judged for a crime, okay? So you judge and you charge. You find you guilty, you charge. The custom is a determination that is a discretion based on the judge and what kind of sentence he's going to give you. And sometimes it's based on, especially if you're tried by a jury, a team of people, of your peer, right? Sometimes the jury will come with a kind of verdict that is, sometimes they say you're guilty and sometimes they say you're not guilty, okay? But he pronounced this judicially, and sometimes, like I said, sometimes it's favorably done and sometimes it's unfavorably. And you don't know how they're going to, but when it happens, you just have to just say, look, you can't throw up your hand like some of these politicians throw their hand and walk out of the judge chambers and all that stuff. Because when you do that, you make the jury them feel that, look, you have no remorse, But when you sit there and show some remorse and you take it, then the judgment, the verdict that they're going to put on you, my brother, my sister, the penalty may not be as harsh, If you notice that most time when people cry out and say they're sorry and, they didn't mean for it to happen and, they've been locked up for such a long time, waiting for that trial that they have a change of heart and change of mind and, life is not the same as when the thing happened and you able to put that to the judge and tell the judge, say, that the judge look into it and he see that, you are like you're really sorry, and you're remorse about it, then the judge will have a little mercy and lighten up on your sentence. But sometimes, sometimes the crime is so outrageous that the judge just try you and they say, go and throw him in the jail or throw her in the jail. Let her go and go spend some time in there, But when you show remorse, it have a different kind of a feeling, The sentence, you're then going to formal decree, right? And so this sometimes my brother, my sisters, like, it's divine law, right? And it can be individual or it can be collective, It can include the act, it can include the place, the suit, the crime, the penalty, and sometimes, my brothers and sisters, abstractly, there's justice, and it includes the participant, it includes, the right or privilege, it's a statutory thing, or it's customary, or even a style. And adversary, ceremony, charge, crime, custom is a form, to be judged. The judgment, justice, and the person who is being judged, my brothers and my sisters, is judged rightly, is judged lawfully, is a manner of measure, is due, and the order and the ordinance, the right sentence, my brothers and my sisters. And sometimes, like I said, sometimes the sentence is wrong. But most time, it's right. Most time, it's right, my brothers and sisters. And most time, the people who are being judged, is worthy, for the sentence that are going to be given, is worthy. Sometimes we act like, well, they don't have any mercy on me. I'm not guilty. And sometimes you're guilty, but you say you're not guilty. And so what happened, the guilty person's heart is deceiving them that they're not guilty. Somebody have to be guilty. For those of you who've been watching news and you hear the January 6th thing that happened. And you have some people saying, are the main person in it say, no, I'm not guilty. And is immune from you're not guilty, but you're immune. Where are you immune from if you're not guilty? And then, can you imagine? Many of the people who've been involved in it, been tried. Some of them get close to 30 years. Some get 28 years. Come down. Then you tell me something. If the people who follow the order get those kind of years, don't you think the person who give the order going to get some time too? You tell the judge that I'm not guilty. You tell the jury that you're not guilty. The jury, they're weighing everything. So the people who give the people the order, If you give someone the order to go and do something wrong, you're just as guilty as the person who does it. So my brothers and my sisters, let me say this. He said here, listen what he said. The righteousness, thy righteousness, Yahuwah's righteousness, is like the great mountains. And thy judgments are great deep, O Yahuwah. Listen what he said. Thou preservest or preserves man and beast. You see the word here? That Yahuwah preserves both man and beast. I want us to notice here for the word preserve, my brother, my sister, because this word here, preserve, is a word Yasha. Yasha. And it is Yod, Shin, and Ayin. Those three consonants in the Hebrew make up the word Yasha. Of course, it has some vowels notations, okay, in there. But what it's saying here, my brothers and my sisters, that the word preserve here is a word also means to deliver. That Yahuwah delivers man and he delivers beast. You know, to deliver. In other words, Yahuwah avenges for his people. Yahuwah defend his people. Yahuwah is a deliverer to, you know, for his people. Yahuwah is a help. He preserves us. You know, Yahuwah rescues us, my brothers and my sisters. And you know what? We are safe in Yahuwah's hands. The word here means to rescue or to preserve. It also comes from the root meaning to properly, to be opened, wide or free. That is, by implication, my brothers and my sisters, he set us safe. Make us safe, my brothers and my sisters. Free or secure. At all avenging, he defends us, he delivers us, he helps us, he preserves us, my brothers and my sisters. And every one of his children, we are safe in his arm. And the word here, the same word here, means to bring salvation. Same word here means to bring salvation. He saves us. He is our Savior. Yahuwah is our Savior. You know, in Matthew 1:21, the word, it said Jesus, it shall call his name Jesus. You know what? We know that's not accurate. He's Emmanuel, the Emmanuel. He is Yehoshua. That's his name, not Jesus. There's no J in the Hebrew language. So Yahuwah, he preserves us. He preserves us, my brothers and sisters. He rescues us. He makes us safe. Praise be to his holy name. He makes us safe. Yes, my brothers and my sisters. Hear what he said here. He said, thy righteousness is like the great mountains. You have seen the great mountains? Great mountains. Not little hill. Great mountains. You just try to illustrate how great his righteousness is. How vast. And thy judgment are like, you know, great deep. A great deep. You're in the ocean and you don't need deep. You can't, it's bottomless. You can't fathom it. Thy great judgment, thy great righteousness. Everything is great. Everything is great, my brothers and my sisters. Thou, Yahuwah, thou preservest man and beast. The word man and beast here. Adam, man. Mankind. He preserves us. Adam. Aleph, Dalet, and Mem. Adam. He preserves man and beast. Preserve mankind. Every time you see the word Adam here, we say, there comes another hypocrite. A common sort. Man of this common sort. Man of this low degree. Because of sin. Brought him low. An individual, mankind, is hypocrite because he said one thing and he go do something else. He tell you that he's doing something good and he wants you to do something good, but he's doing something wrong. Low, man of low degree, a person. And even though he's a man of low degree, Yahuwah saw it fit to preserve you. Praise his holy name. Great is his love. My brothers and my sisters, our time is run out. We're going to ask you to be a blessing to someone today and walk with the King. Shalom.